Hey everyone, it's Sunflower Spirit here, and I'm here to do a collective reading. We're going to look into this full lunar eclipse in Pisces happening. It's either today or it could have been yesterday for some people, depending on where you are in the world. The 6th, 7th of September. So let's check and see what the energy is for everyone. What is the collective energy for everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. Hope everything's going good. What is the energy for the collective for this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces? We have broken heart. Oh, so maybe dealing with some heartbreak, maybe at the end of a cycle with the 9 there, dealing with some harsh truth, um, things that are painful endings, perhaps. And eclipses are always, the symbolism of eclipses are like a karmic ending. So yeah, karmic endings are going to be painful. So that's the collective energy here. What else do we have for collective energy? What else do we have? We have victory. So yeah, this is telling me that like everything, there's always a cycle to everything, right? So even though we're having a painful ending, or it might be, maybe there's some harsh truth to this ending, maybe there's some harshness or some sadness, anger, rage, pain associated with this ending, we are starting a new beginning, which has a potential to be victorious. We have some sort of victory coming in for us, and we have the 9 to the 10 because the 28 is going to break down to a 1 or a 10, which means that we are moving in the right direction here. So we're moving from the heartbreak and pain to something that is better for us, something that is more well suited for us. This is beautiful. Completing cycles, ending things that weren't for us. We have the thinking man. So this could be about, this also breaks down to a 1. So we have 911, which is all about endings and new beginnings. And then the 2 1s symbolize being on the right track, being, in alignment, on the right path, on the right journey. The thinking man could symbolize either you are a man or there's a man of significance in your life, but there's also something here where maybe there needs to be some thought process about this ending and new beginning. Maybe there needs to be some strategy associated with this. We have door to romance 33. So we have 91133. And so this could have to deal with some type of relationship connection. You have a connection with a man, perhaps, but somebody's heart is not open to this. Somebody needs to figure out how to uncage themselves from this, or unlock their heart. There's something here where you've closed yourself off. You're having a heart blockage. Why? Probably because you have the broken heart to begin with. Probably because you've been through something before this. However, there is a victory here. You need to be wise about this. You need to strategize. I do feel like this is something that has the potential for a lot of success, but your heart is blocked off to it. So with that being said, let's take some tarot and see what else we have for everybody. What did oh, I was like, I just had a deck. I don't know what I did with it. There it is. So what else does everyone need to know? What else does the collective need to know for this full lunar eclipse in Pisces? What is the message? What are the messages? We have the Knight of Pentacles. So something that you've put a lot of work, effort, energy, thought into. You've planted a lot of seeds and now you're kind of like waiting for those to grow. You've also you're waiting for all of that to grow. You're also kind of on a mission, but I feel like things have been going a little bit slower. Whatever it is that you're working on is a little bit slower. You have the Two of Pentacles. So trying to balance everything out, trying to, maybe it's like that work-life balance, or trying to, figure out what it is that you actually want in the situation. We have the Knight of Cups. So you could be trying to determine between two people. These could represent two people, or if it's not people, it could represent two kind of like missions because knights are typically on missions. That's kind of their purpose in life is to follow a path, follow a journey to complete some sort of um, cycle, complete something to make it to the next level in life. So you could have like maybe you're thinking that your emotions are conflicting with reality. So you're trying to balance yourself out with emotions and reality. What else do we have? There could be something where you're there's like a breakdown of some sort. We have the Five of Pentacles, we have the Three of Cups, and we have the Seven of Wands. So you're struggling with your physical stability. You're feeling like you don't have opportunities, but you do. There is an opportunity here. You just have to kind of see it. But you're feeling like you're being left out or that, you know, things aren't working for you. You're feeling a sense of lack. In reality, though, you do have um, a lot of joy and love in your life right now. I do feel like overcoming like this decision or this balancing out is creating some type of obstacle for you where you're going to have to overcome something. But how you're going to do that is you're going to have to be strong, have a strong sense of self, like recognize like who you are and where your power is. And you're also going to have to go within. So yeah, I guess going within, you would naturally do that. What else do we have for everybody, please? We have the Queen of Pentacles. So stability, you do have stability. You're also somebody who knows how to like make something out of nothing. You know how to transform situations. You know how to transform things. You could be very like, what's a word? Like industrious or creative, where you kind of like know how to create things to create your physical world stability. Like you think about like all these different things. Like I had this friend once who she would just think about stuff, and so she would even just take roses and she would root the roses and then she'd sell the roses that she grew, that she planted from rooting the roses. So you have kind of like energy like that. And this is tied to your emotions. This is tied to your dreams, your desires. What else for everybody? We have the Six of Wands. So success, you have a track record of success in completing cycles. You have a track record of being very successful completing cycles. We saw that, kind of completing cycles, starting new things. In the previous cards, we have the Ace of Swords. So I feel like there's something here where you're really like thinking about something, really trying to process how to be wise about your next move. It has to deal with balancing out maybe like your sense of your emotions with your reality, like what is true, what is real. And so I feel like too, don't I don't think you need to like think that your emotions, just because they're emotions, that they're intangible. We do this sometimes a lot as humans. We think that they're not worth anything because they're like, we can't really see them or touch them or feel them. I mean, we feel them, but not like with our hands or anything. And so because of that, we kind of don't take them seriously, but they're saying that your emotional state is connected to your ability to be creative and transform things and transform energies with this Queen of Pentacles. Um, yeah, yeah, it's all about your emotions actually, because the queens will internalize. They're more of that internal energy where the kings are going to be more external and more like um relating to other people, where the queens are going to be more like relating to that self. Um, but you're feeling like you don't have opportunities and that you're not blank enough, like you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not nice enough, you don't have enough resources. Fill in the blank. You're feeling like that, but that is not true. because your track record is showing that you have been successful in the past and you will continue to be successful. And there's some sort of cycle that needs to complete where I feel like this is a painful ending, this is a painful cycle, which endings usually are painful, right? So I don't think you need to place too much emphasis on that. Um, but I'm also getting there's opportunity for like new beginning, new growth. We have the moon underneath. That's interesting. So yeah, your emotions are definitely tied to this. This goes very deep for somebody. This could also be Pisces energy, Cancer, Pisces. Um, but you are going to get clarity here. Let's clarify these cards. Speaking of clarity, and let's see if there's anything else that we can discern from this. Show me what this Knight of Pentacles is, please, for everybody. What is this Knight of Pentacles for everybody? I dropped it, sorry. We have the Emperor. So stability, security. There's something here that's providing stability, security. This could also indicate like a boss, you are a boss or you're dealing with a boss, something like that. Let's see what else we get though. What is this Two of Pentacles here for, please? What is this Two of Pentacles here for? We have the Tower. Okay. So they're saying like you do need to balance yourself out with your like physical and emotional state, basically. Or you do need to make a decision between maybe this Knight of Pentacles or this Knight of Cups. And if you don't, universe is like, I'm going to come in and I'm going to shake stuff up. I'm going to give you this epiphany so you can have you could have a different perception on this. You could have a different perspective on this. And it's not that like your effort hasn't been there, but I feel like there's something that you might be missing here because you're so focused on just like balancing. Like it's almost like in that survival mode. Like I'm just trying to just get through my day. I'm just trying to like survive the day. I'm trying to just like not fall apart throughout the day. So something could potentially fall apart here. Um, and when I say fall apart, I don't mean like in a detrimental way. It doesn't have to be scary. It's just something that comes in to kind of like shake up your previous worldview, to kind of make you look at things in a new light, in a new perspective. What is this Knight of Cups energy here for, please? What is this Knight of Cups energy here for, please? Knight of Pentacles. So being secure in your emotions. You're very successful in other areas. You're successful in, yeah, you are successful in your physical world stability. They want you to tap into more of those emotions. They want you to be stronger in those emotions, more secure in those emotions. They want you to be more comfortable with feeling those emotions. So that's kind of what this tower could be. I feel like you you're trying to hold on, but you're also like blocking something. There is some sort of blockage. I saw that like heart chakra blockage. So I feel like that is ultimately they need you to open yourself up to that, open that heart chakra and be okay with those emotions. Let those emotions flow. What is this Five of Pentacles for, please? We have Justice. Yeah. So part of this struggle, part of this is like, I'm almost getting like imposter syndrome or something where like you don't feel good enough, you don't feel like you have enough, but you're not, and you want to be ethical to the situation, which I do see you being ethical, but you can't forget yourself. You have to remember yourself um, in that context, right? You have to remember to be kind to yourself and be ethical to yourself. And so when you are being diplomatic or being ethical, you're not going to forget yourself. You're not going to leave yourself out of that picture. You're going to say, you know what? Like, I don't feel like there's opportunities here, but look, there's opportunities. We have a key and there's a door. And we definitely have an opportunity here, but we're not taking it. Why? Because we think that we're lacking something. Are we lacking? No, because I have the Six of Wands right underneath that is telling me that look, there has been victory and success. This is a past thing. This is past because her back is turned to us. So we know that she's had victory and success. She's had a praise and claim in the past. And so that's the track record of whatever you're dealing with. That's your track record that you're dealing with. So you need to remember that you have to be ethical to yourself in the process, and being ethical is being real, being realistic about what you have accomplished, what your accomplishments have been in the past, and how you can overcome. Look at this. If this is you, if this is resonating with you, you're a boss, you're a leader already. You have that stability and that security. You know, you've mastered that physical world. They're asking you to look at those emotions now. You've mastered the tangible. You've definitely mastered the tangible. I have so many cards here that are showing me you've mastered that tangible. So they want you to look into those emotions and be ethical to yourself. What's this Three of Cups energy for everyone? We have King of Swords. So yeah, I think for whoever this is resonating for, you need to kind of express yourself, talk to your friends, go out with friends, process things. Process things externally with your friends, with a therapist, with a coach or a guide, somebody like that. Get it outside of your body, physically get it outside of your body. If you don't have anyone to talk to, write it down, so that you can become clear, because you do have this wisdom, and there's more wisdom coming in, and you have intuition plus experience with it, which is wisdom. And so that's what the King of Swords has. He has intuition plus experience, but he externalizes that. He masters that by speaking to other people, talking to other people, strategizing with others, bouncing ideas with people, brainstorming. So that's kind of what you need to do right now. What is the Seven of Wands energy for everybody? What is the Seven of Wands energy? The Chariot. Yeah, you have to overcome some obstacles. And so overcoming these obstacles, you do need to kind of get clear on where your values is and how to align yourself with your values, where your values are, sorry, and align yourself with your values. And then you also need to kind of like take action with that. Like, how are you going to move towards that? And so that's why they're saying, don't stay, you're kind of stuck here with this Two of Pentacles sometimes. This Two of Pentacles, you could get stuck in this energy because you're kind of just like sitting there like, I don't really know what to do. I'm just trying to survive. And so they're saying, no, you need to like align yourself with your values. You need to overcome some sort of obstacle so that you can be successful, because the Chariot is going to be that successful energy. That's going to be like rising above it. That's going to be like overcoming those obstacles. It's going to be overcoming the challenges, having that resilience to move forward. What is this Queen of Pentacles energy, please, for everybody? King of Pentacles. Yeah, so this is like a divine pair. This is like you are aligning yourself not only with that internal, remember we talked about that internal, you've mastered this physical, obviously you have, because we have this divine pair here. So how do you like transform that now? How do you transform that? So what they're asking, this is kind of like an abstract idea, right? Because you're probably thinking like, well, if I've mastered the physical, like what else is there? Well, there's something going on with your emotions where you haven't, because you're having a heart chakra blockage. And I saw that in the previous spread that we did, and I'm seeing it now. And it's not that you're not successful, you're very successful, and you're very successful in a tangible physical world way where people notice your success, they notice your leadership, they notice your ability to be the boss, to be the to have the house, have the money, have the whatever it is that you want. You built an empire for yourself. But the part that you are learning now is about how to unblock that heart chakra. How do you allow your emotions not to get in the way of your physical world stability? Because I'm telling you, with this Tower, if you don't do something about this, this heart chakra blockage will come in the way of your physical world stability. And there's something here about you needing to be strong with your sense of self. Remember we talked about that with that, she has that solar plexus chakra thing going on. You got to be strong in yourself. That's an obstacle you have to overcome. There's something here, it could be like codependency, or it could be like, you're lacking that sense of self where, maybe you never were modeled or learned how to be okay with yourself. Like maybe it was always like, well, you always have to put yourself down. You always have to feel sorry for yourself. You always have to look at yourself as not having the things that you have when you do. And somehow you've overcome that, which is like incredible, because you're not, the emotions aren't aligning there. You're feeling a sense of lack. You're feeling like you're not good enough, even though that's not what your track record says. But it's basically due to this heart chakra blockage. So what is this Six of Wands for everybody, please? What is this Six of Wands? Six of Pentacles. Yeah. So sixes are about happiness and harmony. They're about yeah, happiness, harmony, being in alignment. So they're asking you to really look at that kind of like give and take energy, look at that reciprocity of like, remember when I said being ethical to yourself? It's not just about everybody else. Yeah, maybe you've built these great things. Maybe you've built like an entire empire here, and you know, you are sitting on your throne like this emperor dude. But what they're saying is, you know, you have to look at like how have you gotten here? Like how far have you gotten here? What steps did you take? And people who are successful like this, it's not always just the tangible. They do things like they give to other people. And so maybe you are giving to other people, but now it's time to give to yourself. It's time to be ethical to yourself so that you could feel the success as well. And so that's where kind of this clarity is coming in with this Ace of Swords energy. We have the Page of Pentacles on the back, which is showing me that, yeah, there's an opportunity, there's an offer here. You're being offered something, opportunity. Again, it's in the tangible world, it's in the physical world, it's things that you can see, feel, and touch. But we are having that a little bit of a heart chakra blockage, and there is some sort of like resistance to making some sort of decision to move you forward in alignment with your goals. You have to overcome something still. You have to overcome. I feel like for whoever this is resonating for, you're getting in your own way kind of thing. This is you getting in your own way. I feel like there's other people here around you too who are like, hey, let me help you out. And you're kind of like, no, I'm good, you know, but I feel like you should take them up on that. You should allow these people to help you because I think that would be in your best interest. So that's very interesting reading. I'm not surprised though, because we are kind of having like, you know, the karmic cycle thing with the lunar eclipse. So let's take some advice and then I'll wrap this up for you. Let's take the advice. Which one do I want to use? Hold on a sec, sorry. Okay, let's do angels and ancestors for advice. What is the advice for everyone, please, for this full lunar eclipse in Pisces? What is the advice? Woo! We got the sun, some clarity, enjoy success and happiness. Yeah, enjoy success and happiness. Couldn't have said it better myself. What is the advice for everybody? We got stargazers, sets your sights higher. So they're saying like whatever you're wishing, dreaming on, whatever you would love to do in this life, they want you to think about going one step further with that, taking that one step farther. What else? We have Medicine Guardian, be open to healing information. Yeah, how do you heal this heart chakra blockage? So they're saying be open and be prepared to receive the information to know how to take the steps to heal that heart chakra blockage. What else do we have? We have Magic Guardian, unlock the magic within. Yep. So really try to, you know, go within and ask yourself, are these thoughts true? You know, am I lacking the way that I think I'm lacking? We have great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. Yeah, so this is a lesson. This is a life lesson in, you learning how to open yourself up to your emotions, use those emotions. We have Spirit Fox on the back. Trust your talents in changing times. So you need to use your wisdom again. You need to be strategic. Foxes are kind of cunning, they're kind of the trickster, so don't like fall into those traps of tricking yourself into things that aren't true, believing things that aren't true. So that is an excellent message. I love this for you guys. I hope it resonates, and I hope you have a great full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces.